What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today once again comes from the Fifth Frame Brewing Company, and they are out of Rochester, New York. And this is their Swoorlpool, the Carrot Cake Cheesecake variant. So they are calling this one a Viscous-style Sour Ale Carrot Cake Cheesecake. It comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. This can is just over 1 month old. So last Wednesday, I did another carrot cake beer. It was Tears of the Goddess, the carrot cake variant from Mortalis. And that was a sour IPA with actual carrot cake in there. And I love the flavors. They were like 5 out of 5, but the beer was way too sweet. And the body and mouthfeel were kind of lacking. So I did enjoy it. I think I gave it like a 4.3. So really good, but just too sweet. And it was tough to finish that entire can. So I thought I would review another carrot cake beer. This one is Carrot Cake Cheesecake, and this is 6% sour ale, so not a sour IPA. And yeah, I picked this one up, and I thought we'd do it in back-to-back weeks just to kind of do it for comparison's sake. Now, that Mortalis beer pretty much exploded, and I had to do a jump cut and clean everything up. Hopefully that is not the case with this one, although the can does feel a bit tight. So I'm going to try to pour it quickly. If I see it gushing out, I hope not. Now we're good. We are good. It's just really, that's filled to like the brim. That's crazy. So I had this one upside down in my fridge for, I don't know, days. And hopefully it's all mixed up enough. I have the Fifth Frame hashtag proper glassware, but it is smaller, so I won't be able to fit the entire thing. And that looks crazy to me. Okay. That looks absolutely crazy to me. It definitely is thick and vibrant and whatnot, but we'll see. That is now, so with a carrot cake, I think this color is more of a representation of what a carrot cake kind of sour should look like. Has this like burnt orange color. That looks fucking vibrant. Looks like someone pureed like pumpkin, like the outside color of a pumpkin, like that really crazy orange color. Very murky and turbid. Has about a, what is that, about 1.5 fingers to almost 2 fingers of this light orange head. You can see the pectin kind of around. It's not as crazy as like the Mortalis with the pectin, but definitely noticeable. It's soap sudsy more than anything, and it's fizzling away. So anyway, let's get a nose on it. What the fuck? Okay. That's a wild aroma compared to what I got last week, the Mortalis one. Mortalis one, in the nose and the taste, was straight up cheesecake. The cream cheese frosting, the cake portion, the spices, everything. In this one, specifically, I'm getting like straight up carrot, like carrot puree. It has that like earthy carrot kind of tone to it. On top of that, I'm getting, a lot of times with carrot cakes, I don't know the exact ingredients of carrot cakes, but sometimes you'll have like, is it like crushed walnuts on top or some kind of crushed nut? I'm getting that nuttiness for sure. There's a little bit of that sweeter like cream cheese frosting, but it's not identical to what I am accustomed to getting in a cream cheese kind of frosting. This smells like a carrot cake kind of pastry more so than an actual cake itself. Cheesecake, I'm not getting any kind of graham cracker. It smells sweet, but there's a big like tart, almost sour kind of punch to the nose, which is nice, which hopefully this is not as sweet as I was thinking it was going to be. If it's as sweet as last week's, that's a bummer, but I'm hoping this one has a little bit more of a reserved sweetness and more of a sour punch. It smells pretty good, but completely different. It doesn't smell like carrot cake cheesecake a little bit, but not exactly. So I want to get into it. Cheers, everyone. Oh, there's a pronounced nuttiness on this one. Do a little bit of a swirl and pour more in. I don't think it's going to get, much more viscous and crazy. You know what's funny about this beer and Fifth Frame in general? They usually don't like list their ingredients. Like if you go to their website or their Instagram or Untappd, it doesn't say what this is actually made with. It just says carrot cake cheesecake. Okay. Body at 6%. This is higher side of medium, lower side of full. This is actually bigger than the 7% Mortalis offering that was way more, it looked thicker. It looked like a smoothie style kind of sour ale. They viscous style sour ale. So this is a little bit bigger in body at 1% less. The mouthfeel, it has a decent amount of carbonation. But it has also a nice, smooth, almost creamy sensation on the back of the palate. So body, I really enjoy. Mouthfeel solid as well. The taste, this is completely different than the Mortalis beer, and in a good way. It's sweet, don't get me wrong, but it's nothing like the Mortalis one. Right at the front of the palate, I'm hit with, so if you had carrot cake, take away the cream cheese frosting and just focus on the cake kind of base to it. It has that like bready, cakey kind of base, and that's mixed in with like an earthy kind of carrot. And then, because carrot cakes have nuts in them, it gives me this like walnut nutty sensation. That's all the front half of the palate. So it's like carrot puree, like cake batter, and then like a nutty kind of walnut thing. Passes through the palate. The sweetness kind of stays the same. I get a hint of like a vanilla or like a lactose that kind of replicates a cheesecake kind of frosting or a carrot cake frosting in general. But again, it's not super sweet and it's not identical to what you would get in a carrot cake. Calling this a cheesecake though, I don't get any graham cracker, which is kind of a bummer. On the back of the palate, there's a nice tartness and there's a little bit of acidity and it breaks up the sweetness. Is this sweet? Yes. Is it as sweet as the Mortalis offering? It is not. But here's the thing. I think I like the Mortalis one more, only because despite the fact that it was pretty damn sweet and the body and the mouthfeel were a little bit lacking, the flavors to me were 100% a carrot cake in liquid sour beer form. They 5 out of 5 on the flavors on that one. This one I don't think gets to that level. This is more of like again, you don't get the cheese or the cream cheese frosting, whether it's on a carrot cake or in like a cheesecake, which is fine. It's different. I like this. This is good. But it just doesn't nail the whole carrot cake thing for me. 6%, you can't really tell. Not much more to say about this one. It's the pros to this one. It's not sickly sweet. That's the key pro for me. It's not sickly sweet, but it is sweet. There's more of a kind of like tart, acidic kind of feel on the back of the palate, to balance this out. The cons are this doesn't really replicate carrot cake or even carrot cake cheesecake, which I've had before. No, it has bits and pieces of a carrot cake or a carrot cake cheesecake, but not the entire thing. So I gave the Mortalis a 4.3. And again, that beer was sickly sweet to some degree. I finished off the can, but like the last 4 ounces were tough. I'd well like to see that in a 12-ounce can or even an 8-ounce can. I think this is easier to drink, but I don't enjoy it as much. Does that make any sense to everybody out there? Like, the flavors of the Mortalis one were way better than this, but the drinkability aspect of this is better than the Mortalis. I still think if I'm going to pick up a carrot cake beer, if I had them side by side, I would still go with the Mortalis just because it replicates a carrot cake in beer form more than this one. But I still think this is nice and this is something different. The color's fucking awesome. So I think I am going to give the Swoorlpool Carrot Cake Cheesecake variant from Fifth Frame. I'll go high 4 out of 5. I'll go 4.1. I gave the Mortalis a 4.3. This is getting a 4.1. I think that's fair if you do it based on, you know, how much I enjoyed that beer to this one. Plus, I don't usually take into consideration price, but the Mortalis beer was 1% bigger, and it was $3 less a 4-pack. This was $23 a 4-pack. I did not pick it up at the brewery. Picked this up at the, can't remember if it was One Stop Brew Shop or AJ's Beer Warehouse in Rochester. And I think I paid like $7 for that can, $6.50, $7. So, you know, obviously you jack it up a little bit because of a single can. I don't like this as much as the Mortalis, and it's higher in cost. So would I buy this again? To be honest with you, probably not. I really like what Fifth Frame does, but this to me isn't as good as the Mortalis one. And it's just not something that kind of blows me away. Certainly not, you know, for what I paid in $23 a 4-pack. Availability, Fifth Frame gets distribution in the West New York area. Here in Buffalo, you can find their stuff at the Brewed and Bottled in Lewiston, New York, Brewed and Bottled beer shop. Great guy there, the owner, Chris, fantastic. They just reopened, so definitely check them out if you're in the Buffalo area. In Rochester, you can get them one stop. You can get them at AJ's. You can get them at the brewery itself and some other bottle shops as well. So if you are in the West New York area and you want Fifth Frame stuff, you can definitely grab it. This one, like I said, not really a miss, but just for the price point and everything, probably wouldn't buy it again, but 4.1 is a pretty good score. I think they did a good job, and I can't get over the awesome color of the beer. It's just fucking fantastic. 6%, you can't really taste it because you just can't nowadays. Yeah, not much more to say. Anyway, if you've had this one before, or if you've had any kind of like carrot cake beer, whether it's a carrot cake cheesecake beer, I'm sure like Drecker and other places have done it. Let me know what you think about it. I love carrot cake now. as an adult. Last 5 years, it's become one of my favorite desserts. Love it. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Check back next Wednesday for another West New York Wednesday. I don't know what beer I'm reviewing, but you'll find out soon enough, I guess. And until the next one, cheers.